A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Based on an idea by Siobhan Dowd. The monster showed up just after midnight. As they do. Connor was awake when it came. "I have come to get you, Connor O'Malley," the monster said, pushing against the house, shaking the pictures off Connor's wall. A monster, Connor thought. A real honest-to-goodness monster. In real waking life. Not in a dream, but here, at his window. Come to get him. But Connor didn't run. In fact, he found he wasn't even frightened. All he could feel, all he had felt since the monster revealed itself, was a growing disappointment. Because this wasn't the monster he was expecting. "So come and get me then," he said. A strange quiet fell. "What did you say?" the monster asked. Connor crossed his arms. "I said, come and get me then." The monster paused for a moment, and then, with a roar, it punched two fists against the house. Connor's ceiling buckled under the blows, and huge cracks appeared in the walls. Wind filled the room, the air thundering with the monster's angry bellows. "Shout all you want," Connor shrugged, barely raising his voice. "I've seen worse." The next morning, after meeting the monster, Connor wakes, wondering if it was a dream, but wondering if it was a dream why his bedroom is littered in dead yew tree leaves. He needs to get himself to school without bothering his mom, sick from her cancer treatments. He needs to get himself past Harry, the bully at school, who has taken a liking to beating him up since his mom's illness became common knowledge. He needs to avoid Lily, his former only friend, who was the reason that everyone knew about his mom in the first place. And he needs to convince his mother not to send him to live with his gran, who isn't a proper old lady anyhow, but a woman with a job who doesn't even know how to cook for herself, much less bake cookies for him. But the monster, who is also the giant yew tree in Connor's yard, comes back. He has come to tell a story. He tells Connor that he will return 2 more times to tell him stories, and finally, he will return so Connor can tell him a story. Stories are like fairy tales, but without happy endings. And the monster has odd ideas of who is good or bad in the stories. His mom's health continues to decline, and his dad has come from America to visit, but he doesn't appear to want to be there, and certainly doesn't want Connor to come back to America with him, to his new family. The tree begins to push Connor to react, to push him toward his emotions, or maybe just push him toward destruction. This book is short, only 105 pages, and full of gorgeous black and white illustrations. However, this is a young adult book, not a children's book, full of dark and complex themes and questions, where almost nothing wraps up in a tidy bow at the end. Which isn't to say that the ending isn't satisfying or well written. It's that it's like life, and like the stories that the monster tells. It's a book that simply tells a story the way things are. It doesn't have a lesson, and it isn't nice. It's by Patrick Ness, and if you read The Knife of Never Letting Go, or any of the Chaos Walking books, you'll recognize his voice behind it, but it's also based on an idea by Siobhan Dowd, an idea she wasn't able to write before she died of cancer. So there's something haunting about the creation of the book. As I said, this book is only 105 pages, but I've already read it a few times because every time you read it, you find something new in it. It's beautiful, haunting, and you really have no excuse not to at least try it.